thanks for clicking this video. If you guys remember back to episode 36 and 37, Jake and I were making a bunch of stalks on mule deer, and we ended the episode with a failed stalk on a big buck. But that wasn't our last day of hunting before we called it quits. So we're going to start the episode with our last day, talk about some of the things that we learned, and then dive right into Cole and I's second trip back to that area trying to stalk mule deer. But real quick, before we get started, if you go over to our website, you'll see that we are doing a giveaway today and tomorrow. Today, we're giving away a tethered saddle, and tomorrow, we're giving away the THP Bear Adapt Bow. To enter, all you got to do is head over to the giveaway page on our website, enter your name and your contact info, and then the winners will be contacted by Hayden. Beware of scammers. We're never going to ask for any kind of payment for the prize or shipping. And again, if you win, you're going to be contacted directly from Hayden's email. Thanks for the support and happy holidays. Let's get to the action.
That there would qualify. He's just on the private.
I have that memory pretty stamped in my head. I think I'm going to stay knocked up the entire hunt.
Well, it's the last morning, and we're headed out on a big adventure.
This is where we saw that really big 3x4 a couple nights ago. We haven't been back in there, but we've been monitoring this location and nobody's been in here. We drove around this morning, didn't see much for deer, so we're walking into this spot for one last hurrah. It never really works out on the last day. It does in the movies for people, but never has for me, so why would it today?
Last day, best day.
Nah, I'm just
kidding.
kidding.
That's kind of what Zach's saying, is last day, best day.
I actually think there's a really good chance I'm gonna have one last play here.
Yeah.
I really do. It's gonna be tough shooting. It's windy. Some of these stalks I'd probably post it up a little bit further, but kind of makes it a fun challenge to get tight. Man, I kind of cut my hand on that fence.
Are you okay, brother?
I think I might be hurt. Oh, we gotta go back.
Yep.
Nah. Give us a whitetail laying in there with a doe.
No.
You don't want that? What do you want?
That 3x4.
Okay, you do? Yeah. Me too then. How did we mess that up? Are they laying there? You know who that is? That's Fat Boy. You just missed the craziest thing I've ever seen. First off, we get to his bed. There's blood in it. I get up here and they're meeting in the middle. Ears pinned back and you can tell they're both just huge. I'm assuming it's a 3x4 and one that we just jumped right here. That big fat one. They fight, dude. He ran him and rolled him over and just went boom. Thought he might kill him. And then the big one took off just chasing does all over the top. So I'm thinking there's still a big one right here.
Let's go find him.
Yeah.
About 21 inches wide.
Jeez. Hey, last day magic. I'll go kill it.
Zach is getting close. So he just keeps nudging this doe around and just constantly moving. So maybe we'll get lucky and I'll just nudge her back this way. sweet boy. Yes, 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 yes. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Dang it. That was crazy.
We're back at the spot where I had the close call earlier today. I saw other deer down here made a move, and it was honestly a desperate move. But got real wet doing it, up to the knee brace in water. What I wish I would have done differently is just made this last move more aggressively. I was over there on that next hill, and I was watching them right up here. And if you look between where we're at right now and where I was, there's this perfect trail. And that's the trail that I was using to get over here. But my instinct the whole time was telling me that they're gonna come through this trail at some point. And here's where I ended up getting to. I was about right here when the doe popped up right there.
And you could never see them when they were over there. You weren't up here high enough yet.
No.
It won't look like that in the footage. I mean, it looks like you were kind of looking at them for a while, but then all of a sudden, you probably just looked up and they were right on top of you.
Oh yeah, the doe ran up and she was, less than 10 yards away from me. She saw me and wheeled out of there. He showed up right behind her, did the same thing, and I was just kind of caught like one of these. But what I wanted to do, something like this, to where I was ready to shoot that trail at point blank, or even if they came flying through like they probably would have, I'd have had a quartering away shot there, because the wind is blowing this direction. And I was always barely threading the needle when I was over there. But when they came back through here, I was just caught too off guard. I needed to be more set up. And I think a big takeaway that I have from stalking mule deer is sometimes just being in the zone and being in some sort of funnel is as good as you're gonna get.
Especially now that they're rutting.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they weren't really doing much the first couple of days we were here, and then in the last 3 or 4 days, it's like kind of like you just said, you get in a bubble of 40 yards, they're gonna probably be bumping does around and stuff like that. We've seen it over and over again, which is, it's interesting for sure to watch them tend to doe or push does around compared to a whitetail. It's similar but different.
Because I couldn't see them, I thought that I needed to be super quiet because I was observing him over there, stand there, listen, watch the doe. The doe was doing the same thing and they weren't moving, and I thought, well, if I move too fast over here and break something or just make too much grass noise or whatever, that maybe I'll bump them out of that little pocket. I was also thinking that maybe if I get to here, I'll be able to, slowly rise up without them knowing, get eyes on his tines and be able to read what he's doing.
Yeah, and you were pretty close to doing that. Had
No.
you been here like for another minute, you probably would have been able to anticipate them
Coming through here.
Yeah.
Any little cover out here is enough cover. Final takeaways in general from this whole trip, which has been one of my favorite of all time. Try to stay positive if things don't go well, especially with factors that you can't control. There were some other stalks that we had where the bird hunters came in and shot, bumped the buck that was 25 yards from us. Cows.
Rifle season coming in, it's all kind of to be expected once that happens.
Stay positive and keep it moving, I guess. Huge thanks to Jake for sticking it out with me, because I didn't make all the right moves by any means, and it's one of those deals when you have somebody with you, it makes it a lot easier to bounce back from mistakes. But
We know where they are now.
yeah.
It'd be cool to be able to go back in here and find some success at some point this season, whatever that is.
We just need a break. It's time. It's time, especially after crawling through that water there on my desperate stalk at the end. We got a lot of room to improve, that's for sure. That stuff's tough, man. We'll get back on them here soon.
Oh, yeah.
mules, I think. This is Cole's bed, everyone. You spent more nights in the front seat of sleeping in the front seat of this truck than I ever have. A lot easier, a lot faster than setting up the entire tent. Tomorrow we hunt. You could have just have been like from me having an almond in here.
Or what'd you eat in that?
Trail mix. You ate that.
Just peanuts and M&Ms, which I'm not allergic to peanuts.
We're about to hit the paved road where we can go a little faster. Make a trip in town, get some gas, get some Benadryl, get an EpiPen.
I was freaking out.
Yeah, it's freaking out as well.
In a quarter mile,
course you
your
can find the
destination will be on the
keys.
left.
You don't have any idea where those keys are, do you?
Your destination is on the left.
Emergency up there.
Well, that was pretty crazy. He opened the door and was like, "Hey, Zach, do you have any Benadryl?" It took me a second to process it, and I was like, "No, I don't." And then he's like, "I'm having an allergic reaction." It's like, "We gotta go?" He's like, "I think so." And we ran to the ER, called the ER, because there's not that many towns around at all. We were like a half hour probably from a town. Called to make sure somebody was here. They were, luckily, and pulled right in, and they were waiting for us, but yeah, that was pretty freaky. We do have a first aid kit. We got a tourniquet. We carry things like that, but EpiPen. Never thought about that. I've never had an allergic reaction, and Cole hasn't always had allergic reactions. He hasn't had one in a while, and had one tonight. Could have been a lot worse. All right, we'll see how he's feeling here in a bit. The fact that we're so far from town is crazy.
Yeah. Well, I'm alive. The nurse missed one in rifle season.
Did she?
Yeah.
That's hilarious. I knew we were, like, coming here made the most sense as the most likely we were gonna be to running into somebody. Didn't think it was gonna be open, you know?
No.
Didn't think you were gonna get in or see somebody. He looks like he's pretty nice. I can't tell for sure, but yeah, we take him. Whoa! They're hiding somewhere. Pretty much since we started this morning, felt like we were picking right back up where we left off, and then we've proceeded to be cruising around all day. It's just wanted to see, you know, what had changed since we've been back, because the rifle season has come and gone. I feel like maybe we're seeing a little bit of a difference than last time, but also it's real windy and that maybe just has them tucked away. We've seen plenty of deer and we've seen plenty of nice bucks. We're chipping away at figuring things out. Kinda nice out. Doe and 2 fawns. We're back on the grind today, driving around. Gonna be 30-mile-an-hour wind, so expect deer to be on the backside of the hills or down the bottoms like those deer. If you remember some of the hunts from last trip, we were seeing them up higher, but it seems like they've really tucked down to where we can't see them. So what we're gonna do is try to get a lead first thing this morning by covering ground, and then if we don't do that, then we'll just start covering ground on foot. At least get the sun up a little bit, be able to warm up, because it ain't nice out there. Get that 30-mile-an-hour wind whipping in your face. You're gonna wish you just stayed in. You see a good buck? Probably like a solid buck there. They're way up in that cut, but this is the buck, or at least a buck. And there could be more than one in there, obviously. Might as well go get other eyes, you know, better eyes on them and see. Try to get a good pin on where they're at. Slide right up to him, hit him with the range, 15. The bow is just going like this. We ain't even drawn yet, but it's still going. He gets up out of his bed, he comes a little closer yet. Next thing you know, he's at 2.5. I'm thinking, man, should I just grab his antlers and try to pin him to the ground, or should I try to make this shot? I draw back, he looks the other way, try to settle the pin. It will not settle. I can't even get it on a hay bale, let alone on his vitals. He's 2.5 yards. My bow is literally going like this. I finally get one tiny little break in the wind. Pin settles, I shoot,
Boink! It goes way out in left field, goes way over his back, and I whiff. On to the next one. Brutal wind.
Last time Jake and I were here, it never got this windy. There's pros and cons to it. I'm not sure how shooting's gonna go, but we'll find out. Maybe, if we're lucky. Somebody got to him first. Since we left the truck, we popped over, got eyes on the deer. There was a shooter in there, same deer that we spotted from way down on the road. Really believed that they just freaked themselves out in the wind. We hadn't changed anything about what we were doing. They stood up and started freaking out, and they took off running over the hill. We moved up, got eyes on them again, and then they were just freaking out again and just scattered. There is a group down here. There is a buck in there. But it's just a matter of, like, you can't hold the binos steady enough to even tell. I don't think it would be that hard to tell if it wasn't this windy. Keep her moving here. I think we got a chance, though. What do you think?
Yeah, as long as we can find him again. I think he's in there.
I think they're all just bedded under that tree. What do you think? Do you want to go this way or do you want to try the field?
Do you think we could crawl in the range in the bottom here?
I could get pretty close. I mean, if I can get to the closest tree to him, it's like 55 yards from him. If you get right down by the water, you can scoot because it's that much lower, like between where the trees are and the water is.
Yeah, I mean, if they
Obviously.
do go into the field and start moving somewhere, we can just move with them.
That's
through
true.
this. But I feel like if we're up there and they like start coming through here, it's gonna be a little bit harder.
Yeah, I agree. Can't see him, which isn't a bad thing. I think we just try to slow down a little bit, try to be a little quiet. I'm wondering if we don't just try to slide up and get up to where we can get in this tree cover. I don't think they're gonna see us if we go this way. I can see the buck bedded facing that way. The does are standing up and I can see their ears, but there's a log between us and them and we might be able to get right to him. you would have heard or saw me. Could you hear me?
No, these deer are so skittish.
I think it's just partially just the wind, because I was still 60 yards from them. It wasn't like I was 20 yards.
I don't think they would have saw me. I was filming through a
No,
little
I could barely see you. I don't even know if it was either of us. We were just walking across this field. We may be able to cut them off.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
You think they know what's going on? I think they're just freaking themselves out.
They might end up running our passes.
Oh yeah. Coming down here. She's coming right for this spot. All of them are right there. They never even knew it.
No, they still might jump this fence based on how they're moving around.
If they would have jumped that fence right here, that would have been insane. We just kept cutting them off. I don't know that one time today these deer have known what's going on. I think they're just running from the wind. Can't say I disagree with that. It's not really the nicest day I've ever went hunting. I'm excited to go again tomorrow. That was really fun. I just got to make moves all day and I enjoyed that. I guess I don't think we did anything majorly wrong on that. I think the deer are just so dang skittish today that we couldn't keep them in a spot where we needed them to be. My hat will probably blow off on the walkers at some point and we'll call that hats off to them. We'll be back after them for day 3. Oh, yep, right there. It's him! We'll just leave him for now. Let him rest. We're gonna keep looking, mostly because we hunted that deer yesterday and he was with a group of does that was acting real skittish. And if we want to come back, we got multiple bucks over there, still got plenty of time. We're going back in to the spot that we hunted all day yesterday. We spotted the wide buck this morning from the road, and then we spotted a couple other bucks headed back in here as well. Came back around middle of the day. Just need to get eyes on them again before we can make a solid plan. That's something I'm interested in. I know that tomorrow we need to just get in here sooner. Piles of deer, absolutely. Trying to move fast. We still have like almost an hour though. 40 minutes. If he does get up and start coming down here, and I can get out in the edge of that field, and I can just try to use this decoy. Yeah, he's kind of talented. Yeah. Do you think I should just start sliding out there?
Yeah. Zach's down feeding on this cut corn. Pretty big one. We don't have a ton of time left, but you never know. All it takes is for him to break to this fence line and Zach might have a chance. I mean, these deer are so occupied feeding right now, they don't even see Zach walking at them. My heart's starting going. Popped up over this high point, glass down in this bottom, and these deer tucked away. They got a west wind. Every time we walk through here, we notice there's a bunch of rubs and beds. And this is the first time we've actually seen them be down in here. At this point, I'm ready to commit the whole rest of the day to getting in tight to these things, but I'm not sure what the route's going to be yet, so we're just going to watch and keep thinking about it. So the wind's forecasted to be straight west, but it almost seems like it's shifting more and more north. I'm gonna go around the top here, check the wind, just see if I think I can get up towards the top and look over and see if I can get a closer eye on them. There's a chance I could get right up to bow range, but gotta go look at it first. For now, Cole's gonna stay and film from here. Maybe by the time we talk again, he'll just be dead. It didn't work. I felt like I was being quiet. The wind is not super strong, and I would guess it's probably calmer down in there where they were, so they can probably hear better even into the areas where the wind is blowing a little bit harder. I felt like I was being quiet enough. Sure enough, blew it pretty dang quick. But we did watch them bed down. I think all three of them are bedded right back under that tree there. The one thing, the nice thing about being in a position like this is you can move. If they get up and start making big moves, we could really anticipate that. I mean, if making big moves this direction, I suppose. If they start going out that way, we're behind them too much, probably. Actually, I'd much rather do it face to face. The calling's the part I don't like. I'm a guy with a wig-looking thing on top of my head. You see maybe walking around back there on your walk-in ground? I guess we ain't out anything if he says no.
Hello, here.
Hi, I'm bow hunting back here on the walk-in, and there's a deer that I was following, and he just crossed the line. Or if he's on.
You're fine. You're fine. Just don't shoot any cattle.
Okay. There.
Best of luck.
Okay, thank you. Okay, let's hunt. So the situation is this buck just bedded. I'm not even sure which side of the public-private boundary, but we just called the landowner over here and told him we were bow hunting. You guys saw he didn't care.
So we're gonna make a move down in there. So we gotta read it as we go down in there, but we got the go-ahead. This will be one of those ones where in the comments, if we get him, it'll be like, well, he couldn't get it done on public, but they had to go to private. Last I saw, the big and the small were moving this way, and there's some tall grass to the right of where we've been seeing him, and I saw his antlers stick up in there, and then he put his head back down. Why don't we just kind of slowly hopscotch here? Was that the word? Basically, I'm thinking if we can cut them off, if they keep working down this, we might just take the road all the way to them. Got enough cover with all the trees and tall stuff and junk. Just jump the fence. Where are they even going? There's actually a little bit of cover up there. They're probably just gonna dink around in. Something with that dog. Going the other way. There's a bug. He's moving down there pretty quick. There's still one. Maybe we just try to get back down on the road. What do you think? They're right here. They're right here. They just crossed the fence. The buck that's down by the creek. There's no way too far. So, whoa, there's a couple big ones over here. There's one coming right at us down in this right bottom.
green on him?
What's that?
You got a green on him?
What's a green on him mean?
Score?
A live green. A live green.
I don't know if he'll go 150, but
I think he's decent enough. .218. We're gonna go back to where we hunted last night. We're just gonna kind of play it by ear. We're gonna get to the high point where we relocated the bucks after we bumped them. If we see something, then we can make a play from there, and then if not, we'll probably go close to where we set up and saw all the deer come down to the river last night. Seems like there's a good chance they're gonna do that again since we watched some of them go in there today, so. Hunt.
we're set. I rarely set up unless I feel really, really confident about it. And tonight I feel really, really confident about it. Last night I saw tons of bucks. Then this morning watched a big buck go down in there, and then here this afternoon already have eyes on deer moving around in there. Right now we're close to where those bucks crossed, the one with the drop tines. He crossed right here, I'm pretty sure. Probably 30, 35 maybe. We got a bunch of trails down here at the river, and then that one buck crossed right there. Cole brought up a good point. Suggested if they start doing that, I just drop under the bank and cut distance. And I even went down there and made a little setup. So right now it seems foolproof, but the deer have to come out of that thing too, and they might not. What's your thoughts?
I think it's gonna work. I think we're gonna get a chance. That's all we can ask for.
Yep. Tonight I feel really, really confident about it. Right now it seems foolproof.
I think it's gonna work. I think we're gonna get a chance. That's all we can ask for.
Yep. Total thriller. Didn't see anything. Back to the drawing board, or maybe just planning on doing stalks again. Back after tomorrow.